Okay. Sorry, if you don't mind, I'm going to record. I forgot to start doing that. All right. Okay.
Sorry.
Um, that's fine then. If it's already been taken care of, it's not I don't think it's a consideration for tax. Um, so then this is what we've got. We've got this is the house in Greece that you say you acquired. Is that between 2008 and 2009? Can
You
you,
know, the process was taking place in late 2008, 2009. Maybe we moved in January or something like that, but that's when the process was taking place. It was like
right.
a month before the crisis hit Greece. I bought at the top of the market and the value
Oof.
plummeted overnight. So it still hasn't recovered in value. But it's our family home, so it's obviously, not a problem.
Yes. Okay. So that does explain why the present value is lower than the initial
Yeah,
value. I thought that might be it.
yeah.
Let's say January 2009, then I'm assuming that's when the
Okay.
sale would have
Yeah.
gone through and they would have transferred ownership.
Right.
Um, if that's incorrect, you must let me know. And then contributions, that's just if you've put money into it, like with the renovations in your home that you've inherited, that will also affect I think it lowers your capital gains a bit. So
Yeah,
we'll look at that in a
yeah.
second.
We did a full renovation. Yeah, a full renovation. Um, yeah, the country. How much we spent on it, I don't know. I can check with my wife and get back to you, but we did a full renovation.
Yeah, if you could let us know, because I think that will
Right.
reduce the basically whatever the value was when you inherited it and what it is worth now, the capital gain
But
on that can be reduced.
sorry, you're talking about the house in Greece or the house in the UK?
I've moved on to the house in UK.
Okay. The house in the UK, I've spent about, I'm guessing about 50,000 renovating it
Okay.
altogether, including I'm currently renovate. I've created a sort of a home office, and yeah, yeah, it's about 50,000, I would say.
Okay. And that's in British pounds.
That's in British pounds, yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so with the house in Greece, I wasn't too concerned with the contributions because there is
No.
no gain to be worried about. And do you remember more or less what value you inherited it for?
Okay, yeah, the estate agent who came round, do you know, after my dad died, for the for the what's it called, these estate tax, I mean state duty.
Estate duty tax, yes.
Yeah,
That would make sense.
the um the estate agent valued it at £170,000.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking, okay, I put in 50,000, so it's worth 220,000, but I don't know whether those sums add up. I don't know whether what we've put
Could
in
be
actually,
more.
it,
Mm.
it could be more, it could be less, maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on the area, we may have invested too much money in the house to be able to recuperate the investment, but I'm just adding the investment to the value of the house.
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't always necessarily work that way. I think you could
Yeah, yeah.
redo your kitchen and yeah. And then more or less, when did you inherit that?
My father died on the 25th of December 2021. Um,
All right,
yeah,
and then
I don't know what you see. I've got a brother and sister, and we inherited the estate equally, and we came to an arrangement where I would get the house and they would get the money, if you see what I mean.
yes, so he died without a will then. Sorry to hear about that. That's still quite recent actually.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so he did die without a will, and you guys made an agreement. You say it's jointly owned between yourself and your wife, because some
Yeah.
inheritance is excluded from sort of the marriage regime, but that's not the case here.
Well, what
Is that
we've
what you're
done
saying?
is I inherited it directly, but in the meantime, we've applied to the land registry for it to be put in both in my wife and my name. So we're
Okay.
waiting for the title deeds because the title deeds had my parents' name on, and
Mm,
the names are going to be placed with mine and my wife's name.
okay.
But that's
Right.
still we haven't got them yet. It's still, the lawyers have made the application. We're waiting for the title deeds to arrive.
Okay. Yeah, the reason I asked that is just because it right now it'd be under your name for tax purposes. In a year's
I,
time, in the next tax assessment, it might be divided between yourself and your wife, but it's not just yet. If you understand what I'm
I
saying.
don't know. I don't know what point, whether it's on application or when we receive the title deeds. I don't understand. I don't know. You know.
All right. I'll double check with our accountant, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that um at, at this stage it would just be your
In
house, and
in
that's how it would be treated.
in any case, my wife is a Greek national,
Yes.
and because of Brexit, she now has to go through the process of applying for a visa, which we're currently doing. So
Okay.
she's not even resident, technically resident in the UK.
Right. Do they give her a window, or how does that work?
At the moment, she's here as a tourist.
Okay.
She's allowed to be here as a tourist.
Yeah.
She has to leave the country when she makes the application. Um, but they will give her back her passport and she can travel. But obviously, she won't be able to live here permanently. She's only here on a tourist visa, so to speak.
Sure. That's crazy. Yeah, you can be married and then she's got to exit and re-enter, hey? That's how
Well,
it works.
the crazy thing is between 86 and 89, she lived here with me. She's got a what's it called, a national insurance number. She worked, she lived
Yes.
here. It's all just a bit crazy. But anyway, that's another
Yes.
thing.
Not to get too yeah, distracted. Um, all right, and then something that we picked up when you've now sent all of that is that you were remitting a pension fund to the UK, I believe. Um,
I was what? Sorry?
it, you were remitting a pension scheme to the UK. I think that came up in Barclays. It was sort of like
Remitting?
a
I don't know what that means.
so you were receiving a pension amount monthly, and then instead of receiving that in your bank account, you were sending it somewhere else, basically. Is that correct, or does that sound very foreign to you?
Okay, as far as I get two pensions. The first is a very small one, 150 a month from ICI,
Okay.
which I receive in my Barclays account. My second is my European Union pension, which again I receive in my Barclays account. I don't remit a pension anywhere else. What I do is, because I've got a house in Greece on which I'm still paying a mortgage, I send the money each month to pay the mortgage and the bills on the house to Greece.
Okay. All right. That's fine. That might be why they
But
treat it
I'm
as
not I mean my pensions are all received here, and
yes.
I spend them, accordingly.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Just getting clarity there. Um, all right, and then your yeah, no investment savings accounts. Okay, okay. And then do you sort of have a monthly income from the IMF? I know you're a contractor, so you invoice them,
No,
but is
I
it
don't have monthly income. I'm totally freelance. If they've
yeah,
got work for me, they give me work. If they don't have work for me, they won't give me work. Some months I'll get no work. Some months I'll
yeah.
get, it depends.
So
Depends,
if you had to, sorry to interrupt, if you had to
No,
average it out over 6 months, would you have would you be able to give us that monthly amount?
no, but for example, I can take, let's say from July to December of 2022 and average it if you like.
Yeah, that'd be
I can do
perfect.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, just to
Because
give the accountant an idea.
I've got their, each time they make a payment to me, they send me a document. They send
Yes,
me I don't send them
a
an invoice,
receipt.
but they send me a receipt, let's say, or a
Mm,
record. So I can go through those. I can add it all up and divide it by 6 and I can send you the figure.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
do that.
Okay. Thank you, David. And then Anton, I think I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, but Anton, I'll hand over to you.
Yeah. So hi, David.
Hi, Anton.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, when we spoke, and I took the information off you,
Yeah,
what I didn't consider was the fact that you were paid from the IMF.
yeah,
So which has made your case a little bit more trickier than the usual case that we pay that we deal with.
right,
Which as a consequence has meant that I have underquoted you for this particular service.
right.
So
Okay,
what we need to do now is speak to the accountant based on all of the information that we've collected,
okay,
and then come back to you with a price that more reflects the level of service and the level of complexity that we have to deal with your accounts being all over the place. Now, I take full responsibility for that. I I'm not an accountant. I simply talk to you over the phone like I am now, and
yeah.
offer a level of customer service and relationship building. So I haven't dealt with a case like this before, and I fully take responsibility for that, and I do apologise. But
No, no, no.
having spoke to the accountant last week, I realised that I was in error when quoting you that price there.
No problem. I mean, it's understandable. To be honest, the reason I've come to a professional, to professionals to get this done is because it's complicated,
Yeah,
and I realize that, and so that's understandable. Not a problem.
yeah. I mean, but now we've been quite thorough uh, in communication between myself, Joshua, and yourself. Yeah, so now we have all the information. We can go back to the accountant with that, and like I
Right,
said, get a more fairer price, what reflects the level of service and the level of detail what the accountant will have to go into.
right. Um, yeah, I a point of let's say, well, what was I going to say? Yeah, so one of the reasons I'd like some advice is I want to know whether, for example, it would be better for me to close. I'm going to close my account in Belgium because
Okay.
I've left Belgium now. I'm just sort of paying off credit card bills and making sure that people who take money out of their account will take it out of Barclays in the future. Once that's done, I intend to close the Belgian account. The Greek account I can't close because it's the account that I pay the mortgage from. Um, the reason, okay, that the American account, because I'm paid in US dollars, it's convenient for me to be paid there. Um, but I don't even, I'm not even sure whether it's technically possible to be paid in dollars in Barclays. I guess I could ask. But what I would like to ask the accountant, if possible, is would it be better for me from a tax situation for me to close the American account and have the IMF income paid here in the UK in Barclays? I wonder if I could get that opinion from him at some stage.
Yeah, we can ask
Yeah,
that today. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you
We
can
can
ask
ask
that.
them.
That's great. That's great. So I'm going to do I'm going to get the information about the IMF income, send that to you. Is there anything else I need to do?
That's it right now, David. Thank you. And we do appreciate you being so helpful.
Well, I appreciate you the work you're doing for. So, and I realize it's a very complicated situation, and that's why I need you.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Is there anything else you needed to know while we're still here with you?
No, no. Apart from the American account,
Okay.
yeah, I just need to hear from the accountant now to get some information, some advice, and I'm waiting for a new invoice as well. Huh? That's the other thing.
Yes.
Yes.
That
Okay.
and
Yeah.
yes.
Great.
All right.
Excellent.
Perfect.
That's it. That's for me. That's fine. Huh? If
Yeah,
if
that's
if
fine.
it crops up, we'll be on touch on WhatsApp, right?
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially with
Excellent.
questions like this, feel free to drop us a voice note.
Will do. Will do.
All right. And hopefully, hope you feel better soon, David.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sure I
Take
will.
care, David.
Sunny day. Take care. Bye bye.
All
Take
right.
care. Have a nice
Bye.
day. Bye.
You too. Bye.